Imagine you were given everything at birth. You may not believe that, and you may not believe it right now in your life, but I happen to know that is true. And that's what I'm going to be revealing tonight on Coast to Coast AM with George Nuring. It's the astonishing discovery that I made, and that is that you're on this earth to do something really wonderful, and you were given it at birth, and all you have to do is develop it. Now, we never know what that is, what that path is going to be for us. I did not know that mine would be bringing to the world a philosophy that could have you live your best life. But that's what happened. And it was a journey. And I'm going to take you on that right now because today is May 5th. And there's this organization in our universe, and there's an organization within you. There's an alignment that you can come to. And what I tapped into was that alignment. And so tomorrow I decided, let me look and see what is on the site for May the 6th of 2024, because that's what started happening. They started showing me year after year the order that we were all in. There's nothing in our world that's occurring accidentally or in your life, because Wilhelm has given us all that information and in order. It just takes us a while to understand it. But let's read that message first, because what happens is it takes you somewhere else, which is how your consciousness works. We're not just in one place, we're not static. And so Wilhelm has given me this roadmap, basically, to what can take you to your best life and cause you to heal and to love yourself and do the same for others. And this is the message. And it is this, May the 6th of 2024. Imagine you were given everything at birth. Now imagine it was something that would allow you to live a magnificent life and contribute to your world. Now imagine that all you had to do was remember what that would be, and then do so at the right time in your life and world, and you would be correct. When you view what we provided last year on this date and what we will give you in our live conversation tomorrow, you will remember more. Here is the message, and it goes to a different one. It contains a previous live conversation, and the combination of that session and the messages we provided will help you accept your importance in your life and your world. You will understand and accept far more tomorrow. And then we go to that next message, and it was on May 6th of 2023. And it takes us back to May 5th of 2012. Your personal history or your story is meaningful and valuable and shapes or influences who you become in your future, depending on how you retell your story. Your history includes all events, circumstances, and situations of your life that have passed, whether 5 minutes or 20 years ago. All of it is subjective, meaning that you interpret it depending on your current level of awareness. If your current level of awareness causes you to interpret your history and what you think of as a positive light, then that will affect your future in that same light. In other words, everything that has occurred in your personal history holds that positive light for you if you decide to see it. And then it leads us back to November 30th of 2020. What if you were right? That is the existential question you ask yourselves throughout your lifetimes. And we will say the answer is yes. We will have this make sense for you. You might want to examine the definition of existential, for it will aid your understanding. When Roger awakened, there was a text on his phone from an associate stating that Roger's material he's created for his online program was great and only needed people to see it. There was a moment of hesitation on Roger's part, for he always thought the program was great, for after all it came through us, but Roger still doubted himself, just as you have done. The point of this restructuring you are experiencing now is for you to answer that question for yourself finally. The only manner you do so is by doing the thing you doubted you could do, but you are more motivated now due to your world conditions. Please understand that this is not accidental, and neither are you. You wanted to be here now to end a significant portion of your doubt. We threw that in, for we don't want you to think it will permanently disappear, for then you would have no more questions to answer and evolution would cease. Roger complained to us yesterday that our messages are getting too long and most of you don't have time to absorb them. We pointed out to him the irony of that feeling, for Roger was the one who, for decades, didn't want anyone to hear us. You may be feeling you are more willing to be heard and seen now, and that was also not accidental. We made a compromise with Roger, and we will leave the link to another long message. But for those who venture there, this entire escapade will make more sense. As you examine your world today, remember we said you will be fine. December 29th, 2019. It is still a wonderful life. This message will do wonders for many of you, including Roger. Roger continually heard us referring to a message we delivered some time ago entitled, It's a Wonderful Life. He didn't understand why we were having him remember this, and as is usual for him, Roger doesn't trust our guidance as much of our audience does not trust themselves. We told Roger to just go with it and see what happens. Many of you have expressed to Roger that you felt our words were speaking directly to you. They were. When you have those experiences, you don't trust them, as Roger doesn't trust our urgings. This is typical human behavior, but it also is purposeful, as we will demonstrate. The reason we wanted Roger to refer to and post that earlier message is that now, with the passage of time, it will make sense. You each live your lives with little or no appreciation for who you are and the contribution you could make to others and the world at large. To prove the point, we gave Roger an experience yesterday. While in a counseling with a client he had not seen for a while, Roger was distressed to hear the client tell him of a choice they made in their life that Roger knew from his experience would not turn out well, and it was a choice made out of desperation. Roger could not change what had occurred, but what did have an impact was what he decided to embrace what we had given him in the message many years ago. The outcome for his client, your world, and his life might have been different. Contemplate all this and remember, it is never too late to have a wonderful life. Yes, we are speaking directly to you. Then we go back to December 2015. The reason the film, It's a Wonderful Life, resonates so much for many and so many others is that it speaks to the core of your being. It is especially important that you might take this day to remember or fully understand its meaning. It was such a prolific and profound film that seemed to you to be for its time, but in actuality, it exists in immortality and eternity. The message is the world would not be the same if you had not decided to be here and be who you are. That is the core meaning and the heart, if you will, of your existence and also what you strive to know, understand, and finally accept. No one knows the impact they may have on the world before they have made that impact. That is the full meaning of faith. And then you will hear, I'll leave a link to that channeling session that happened on May 7th of 2024, and then you will understand more because it explains it all. We're at a place where you can live your best life, and this was laid out. The other thing that I did, I put in this morning, I put this little description. Why does Wilhelm's work? That's really what everyone wants to know. How does it cause you to heal? How did it do that to me? And I said, it's science, and it's understanding what we have always come to know about neuroscience and cognitive behavior training, and Wilhelm gave it all to us. And I could not have known that before it was completed and before the results are being shown. But now what I'm doing is giving it to the world tonight, because we can have better lives and also a much better world. But it's up to you to decide what you're going to do. And I'll leave that link, and you can look at it. It says, "Well, why Wilhelm's work works." So, because it's designed to give you the best life possible. And I know that's true because you were given everything at birth. Thanks for being here. And if you happen to be around tonight or whenever this might hit you, I will be on that show. This is May 5th, at midnight tonight, Pacific time. But I'm sure there'll be recordings of it. See you soon.